With more people buying local and eating green comes more opportunities for those whose dream of success lies in providing for us all. Early last year, one Williamson County couple turned their shared lifelong hobby into more than a full-time affair. Justyne and Dustin Noble have been working hard to get your goat.
Justyne and I have both been raising dairy goats for most of our lives. I've been raising them for about 18 years, and Justyne's been raising them for about 14 or 15. That's how we met. We've always kind of had a dream of being able to take the goat's milk that our dairy goats produce and turning it into a finished product so that we can be able to offer it to consumers, because we have people ask us all the time what kind of products we make with our goat's milk. So we were pursuing that and talked to friends of our family, so they offered to let us move out to their Franklin farm. It's 233 acres, and set up our operation on their farm, which has actually been put in the Land Trust for Tennessee's conservation easement, so it can never be subdivided or developed, so it's set aside for agricultural use. It's pretty labor intensive, and it's
around the clock.
As they say, a labor of love. You have to really like what you're doing to be this devoted. I mean, there's days that we work 20 hours. I'd say we average 14 or 15 anyway. It's just part of building a new business.
High on a hill was a lonely goat herd, lay, odelay, odelay, hoo-hoo. Loud was the voice of the lonely goat herd, lay, odelay, odeloo.
Okay, so this is washing their udder off, preparing them to be milked. And this is just all to ensure that we're getting a clean, quality milk to use to make our cheese. Jar in the milking parlor, it's sent through the wall through this stainless pipe into our refrigerated tank, where it's kept at 38 degrees for a few days until we're ready to make cheese. Then we send it into this room where our pasteurizer is a cheese vat to be made into cheese.
Just in the milking process, the milk was pumped into the cool tank in the tank room. It's then pumped into this pasteurizing vat, where it's pasteurized at a temperature of 145 degrees for 30 minutes. Once that pasteurization process is achieved, we then cool the milk back down to the temperature that we need to have it at to be able to make the milk into its finished product, which varies from Chev to Feta to Gouda and some other types of cheeses that we make as well. After we pump all the milk into the pasteurizing vat, we always come and measure to see how much milk we actually have. That way we know how much of the cultures and enzymes we have to use to make the milk to make the milk into cheese. Looks like here we've got just shy of 80 gallons for this batch, so that'll be a pretty good sized batch of cheese there. This is the agitator that we put into the milk. It's turned by this motor above it. It helps facilitate the pasteurization process by stirring the milk as it's being heated up. This is one of the lids that we put on the milk or on the pasteurizer before we pasteurize, and this one has the heating element which heats the airspace above the milk. We have to heat the airspace above the milk to about 5 degrees above the pasteurization temperature to actually have the milk properly pasteurized. Once the cheese making process is complete in the tank, especially on our hard cheeses, we drain the whey off. The curds are then transported into these cheese molds, which have holes in them, which allow the remainder of the whey to drain off. Once the cheese is in the molds, we put a cap on them that's tightly fitted. We lower the stamp down onto the top of the mold and then raise the arm and put weight on the arm to allow the cheese to press, which helps to get the proper consistency. Different types of cheeses require different amounts of weight to get the proper firmness. We typically make more Gouda than anything. Once this process is finished, we then take the wheels of cheese and put them into a salt brine These are some fresh wheels of Gouda right here that are fresh out of the brine. They are brined for a few days before they're taken out. They'll age in the open air for a number of days until they form a nice rind. Each one of them weighs approximately 12 to 15 pounds. This is the refrigerator where we age our hard cheeses. All of our hard cheeses have to be aged between 50 and 55 degrees. After they're brined for several days in a brine, they come out, we dry them, and put a coating of wax on them, which helps to preserve the moisture. This number here indicates the date that it was actually put in the aging facility here. This is 11/10, so 60 days, I guess that'll make it ripe and ready to sell by about the middle of January. So this is one of our many wheels of Gouda here that we make. Here at Noble Springs, we make 3 different kinds of cheeses out of our goat's milk. We make Chev, Feta, and Gouda. The Chev comes in a variety of different flavors. We've got sun-dried tomato and basil in spreadable tubs. We've got garlic and herb, cherry berry, which is cherry and cranberry blend. We offer a few others in spreadable tubs. We also have logs, and they come in a wide variety of flavors, from peppercorn to garlic and dill to the Busy Bee, which is cranberry and almonds drizzled in honey. We also have Feta and Gouda. I go to farmers markets and we sell all these different kinds of cheeses, and customers always come up to me and ask what kind of cheese is my favorite cheese, and I have a hard time really deciding because I think they're all really good cheeses, and I have a hard time picking a favorite out of the bunch. I think they're all really good. Of course, farmers markets are a good avenue for us for our products.
And after we got our license, we went to our first farmers market, which was on a Wednesday, and it was in East Nashville. And the feelings that we had, we were so excited at the first farmers market to finally be there and selling our product at a farmers market to the public, and seeing people's reactions when they tasted our product was really, really, really awesome. So
we've had a lot of chefs and personal chefs, catering companies that have contacted us about using our product either regularly on their menu or for special featured items. Right now, all of our products are only available in privately owned businesses, privately owned restaurants, and privately owned natural food stores, and we're pretty proud to say that because those people really appreciate the products that we have, and they do a good job promoting them to their customers and promoting the fact that we are so involved in our business. We're engaged. We're going to get married here I guess probably next summer sometime. We're working on our new farm venture and cheese production and trying to build that business. So far, we're really satisfied with where we're at this point in the game. We hope to kind of build up our business a little bit more and expand things and maybe pick up some new customers here and there.
But we don't ever want to be out of touch with what we're doing. Like, we want to be involved.
We still want it to be a small operation. We don't ever want to be a huge big box commercial operation.
I don't know, I have a little sign that says, "An old goat lives here, a young frisky nanny, and a whole bunch of little kids." We're not old enough to hang that sign up yet, though, because he's not really an old goat yet. One day.